And the winner next round with TSM, the loser is going home with the White Lotus.
Yeah, but the big thing is that I think Curse have actually qualified for Hanover already, I think, because they are likely, unless White Lotus go and beat TSM, while both matches happen at the same time. Is the way you have to do it with the groups. We can't stage it anymore when it's the last game. They have to be played at the same time. General rules across pretty much all sports, I think, really. Premier League will do the same thing. Basically to prevent anything if you had a situation where, say, like we've got now, White Lotus, TSM were to throw it against White Lotus, and the results in this game could impact it.
Yeah.
So it's to prevent setups, basically. So it's just a normal thing that the admins do, and we have to do it. So, barring White Lotus going and beating TSM, which I don't think will happen. TSM are looking very strong in this tournament. Yeah. And it's not the first time we've said that about it. A team that's sort of been a bit rough and then turned up on an event, just gone incredibly strong. CLG at Gamescom, I remember for sure. They went so strong. So we're getting straight into the bans anyway, before I keep on waffling. It is going to be Carthus banned straight away. And, like I did mention in the interview, these guys are literally sat back to back. So even in the picks and bans, they're going to have to be pretty quiet.
Yeah, they have to be a little bit quiet, obviously.
It's literally this close. There's a barrier between them. That would be as close as you are.
Candy Panda, Nif, and Kevin can all speak German together, though.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And also
I could just warble away in Spanish or something.
No one listens to him anyway. No, but we have the first 4 bans out already. SK have banned out Carthus and Kennen, and we have Curse banning out Cassiopeia Morgana, again targeted to the lovely Spaniard.
Yeah, and Kennen's been banned out there because he is a very, very strong hero at the moment. Carthus, we've been talking about it, actually. I think Curse mentioned it with TSM. They've been running the hyper sort of carry of Carthus Tryndamere, which was banned out, I think, last game.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen how important picks and bans can be. Last game was pretty much admitted, even Ocelot admitted, we just got completely outpicked. And they lost the game from that very start. Now, Vladimir actually been banned out there, so we saw Curse playing a very strong Vladimir last time, up the top, so it was Sitko that played it against Tryndamere. So, potential that SK could go Tryndamere at the top. I don't know whether Kevin... Tryndamere is not huge in Europe. From the European games, it's American games that he's big in, so, it's always different when it's a top Euro versus a top US. We just don't really know how it's going to turn out because, they play different styles. And you see all the forum threads and everything and, oh my god, it's so obvious they do that. But it's not, because when it comes to a tournament event, people try different things. They want to try them out. Now, Aurelia banned out there. Now, Kevin did play Aurelia earlier on today, so these guys have been watching each other. They've been playing one by one. They've not been playing at the same time, so they've been able to sit and watch each other's games. So they kind of know what they're up against. And Ocelot actually said, as soon as we sat down, are you going to let me play Cassiopeia?
Nah.
This guy's like, no
chance.
Straight away, Vayne being picked up by SK as the first pick. That does surprise me.
I bet you a tenner that it's not Janna with her.
Yeah, and there you go. Sona Graves picked up that. It's a strong bottom lane by Curse, picked straight up there. And I would be amazed. But you know what? I think it might be Janna going with it. Soraka is available, so he's not been banned out, so it's possible he could pick it up. Now, a Soraka Vayne is a very strong bottom lane. That can easily keep the sustain, and basically keep Vayne going. We've seen some very much steamroll Vaynes over the last week or two in the various Nordic East, West and Go for Lols we've done.
Yeah.
And it can be a horrible thing. And, once you feed... I think it was Candy Panda we saw last time that got fed 2 kills right at the start.
Right at the start.
You're pretty much GG then. So Sleazy Weezy also getting his jungle carry. Jungle carry?
It's a new one.
It's a new one. A new t-shirt printed, jungle carry. The jungler. And Rammus, we've seen... pretty much throughout today, actually. He's been TSM.
The last game was there as well. Yeah, Rammus is really, really popular at the moment. There it is, Kassadin, who, is another one, Demon. We've done so many Go for All East, Nordic, West recently, and one thing that's been particularly banned out, or one champion, I should say, is Kassadin.
Yeah.
Or if not, then certainly picked. Carthus is the other one which is banned in this game. But we have those first 3 in there for SK. So Vayne, Kassadin, and Rammus, first of all.
But the big thing is when he's picked that early, you can counter against him. So I don't know whether they've shot the bolt too early, as it were. They've picked him out a little bit too early. Obviously, it's exactly what they did with LeBlanc. They picked him too early, should have left it for the last one. They thought Reginald was going to take it and then got countered. Now let's see whether Curse are able to do that. They have looking like going to go Lee Sin. Now Jaximus on Lee Sin last time against White Lotus, I wasn't overly impressed. He did well in the game. He got a good score, don't get me wrong. But the ganks didn't work. He wasn't quick enough out there. And he really didn't help. It was down to Sidco to basically win the top lane, which is obviously what happened when he was Vlad. What is Flashy going to pick up? Galio pretty much locked straight in there. Interesting story, actually. Curse versus White Lotus. The Soraka pick, which was the last pick by Liquid, or one of the Soraka picks, it went down to literally the last second, because he didn't realise it was his turn to lock his hero in. So he nearly got a random. they just all of them turned around at once and said, "Pick Soraka!" He was like, "Oh, what?" He literally clicked it in the last split second. So, nice concentration level in a tournament game. But there we go. It is going to be Soraka down bottom. Oh, and of course, Riven top. So that is a very strong lane there. So SK have picked a pretty damn good team here. Renekton is also possible. I think possibly Riven, but I mean, he's thinking, is he going to be mid against a Galio? It's possible. I think it might be Galio mid, because it is possible that the Euros certainly have done it as well. I've seen Sleazy Weezer, and a lot of people actually do go, well, yeah, Galio is quite possible. Certainly from, I'm thinking from Flash's perspective, he'd be the one that'd be thinking, okay, I'm going to do this, because he's going to be very hard to kill. So Ocelot's not going to be able to get much chance, and he can just farm his way to victory, as commonly known. So he has switched back to Riven, and one of the counters for Riven, if Aurelia is banned, is going to have to be Gangplank. So that makes sense. So pretty good picks from both sides. Personally, I think SK have got probably what they wanted in this picks and bans. I don't know from Curse's angle. There's the first time they've managed to get Graves, I believe. Down the bottom, I'm trying to think what they picked in last game. If only I had the sense to write these things down.
The last game?
Yeah, it's been a long day. No. Versus White Lotus.
Then I'm just totally out of the picture.
Curse's last game, yeah. I can't think. Freak was doing the picks and bans. So, I'm not too sure. But anyway, nevertheless, it is a pretty strong team there. You've obviously got the ulti from Flashy, or assuming it is going to be Flashy, in the mid on Galio. So the ulti from Galio to pull them all in. You've got, obviously, then you've got Crescendo from Sona. So you've got a good AE pull to keep them in position. The question is, can you get the damage? You've got the Gangplank ulti to go on top of them all. So there's a lot of damage that can come down on the AE. And of course, Graves can obviously do his bookshot, etc., and nail them down. But on the flip side, you've got a lot of mobility from SK. I mean, you've got Rammus can spin in, Ocelot can obviously do his void walk in, Candy Panda on Vayne can cover distance, Riven is very mobile, so you've got a very fast team from SK, so it's really going to be who, I'm not too sure how the lane phases are going to plan out. I think there's going to be a lot down to whether Jaximus can get out in that jungle. Sleazy Weezy almost certainly will be coming out and helping out, whether Kevin can be closed down the distance on Sidco. We have seen a couple of Gangplanks lately not using wards at the top. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. They think they're like bosses and they can just stroll away, eat them oranges and walk away, no problem. But yeah, like you say, it is Gangplank. But I think SK have got the better picks here.
Yeah, I totally agree with you with this one as well. And I think that SK's, they've played in so many tournaments recently in different places in the world. I'd say their tournament experience is that little bit better than Curse's, actually. Or certainly, obviously, Curse have that standing there. They had all these problems getting here, and it just didn't go well for them right from the start. And I think that SK are going to look to capitalise on this one. They do have that wealth of tournament experience. Ocelot, for example, has been playing tournaments for, I think, since he was 16 or something, previously with World of Warcraft, and now coming into League of Legends. So there's that wealth of experience, and as Ocelot said in the interview, actually, SK really like to play under pressure. He said that's where they really feel at home, and certainly this is a position of pressure.
This is the pressure they put themselves under. We're going to have a restart of the game. There's just a small delay, so that's no problem. We can talk over that one, because Joe, this is the first time you and I have actually got to cast today. You've been busy doing Counter-Strike. And this is my first time here at Cyber Arena. Obviously, you've been here before. You loved it. And I actually think it's a really nice atmosphere. I tried to touch on it with Ocelot and Sidco, get their feedback on it. And he said, you feel like you're actually in a tournament environment. You got the big screen in front. You guys, I think you have had a few overhead shots of the arena. You can see there's a nice seating area. Beer is really cheap. Just gonna
which
say.
is always a bonus.
Which is always a bonus. You've got food that you can bring brought out to your tables, etc. And then behind that area is the gaming areas. A nice, decent layout of the PCs. They're all pretty damn good PCs, etc. So it's a really nice setup, which is, the teams have also been sat in the same spot. They haven't had to move, so they've been able to settle down, get comfortable, and do their thing.
Yeah, I think it's the closest that esports actually has outside of Korea at least, and China, because they have a esports stadium. But yeah, to an esports stadium, because you've got that whole feeling, the big stage there, the screen's massive and great quality, the sound's good in here, it's warm inside, which is always a bonus in this place. Unfortunately for our poor production crew, which I have to give a shout out, they're actually sat just off to this side here, and it's actually freezing cold in there. They're sat with like heaters around them, all with gloves and hats on, and so good for them. Can we have 2 slots in observers for Hall in Arena?
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
There seems to be a lot of,
and we've even got Red Eye at the window as well.
Red Eye,
that's good.
He's in a big puffer jacket. It's
looks like an Eskimo.
It's definitely chilly in there. There's actually something written on that window. I'm not too sure if I should read it out. Looks like a dusty window, but
I think that was someone trying to write a message, because it's a Spieler, which means player. But someone was stupid when they wrote the S and they wrote it the wrong way around, and then realised that they had to write it from the other side. So yeah, we're just waiting. I'm not sure what the problem was, why we had to have a remake here, whether one of the spectators weren't in, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have all spectators in at the moment, so we're just waiting for Last Man from Curse, which is going to be coming in here just shortly. But what do you think to Kiev as a whole? We can talk a little bit about that, apart from the fact that it's absolutely freezing cold.
Well, as is the usual, when you do go to these events, you don't really get to see a lot of the players, do you?
Well, the thing last year, this year we're in a hotel just across the road here, which is
handy,
perfect.
I think. Yeah.
However, last year we lived in apartments, and I was
like TSM.
right in the city, so we got to see a lot of it.
I don't know if you've heard the story of TSM. They are in apartments in the middle of the city, and they've had like 2-hour, 3-hour walk or something like that. Oh, we're getting messages in our ears, but
it's on the Counter-Strike stream earlier when we had a little bit of downtime. I challenged people to give me a new nickname so that I don't have to have Jojo Miller.
That's the winner, is it?
Or
Jojo Miller.
Jojo
Miller. Yeah, it's Miller time. Oh, that might have been taken.
I just got on there from the guys from Millennium. Joe My Hero Miller.
Joe
Millennium Ready.
Miller. Yeah, see? So they're going to go straight through. They've already obviously been picked. Blind pick it, get straight in there, get the game underway. So SK versus Curse Gaming, it is 1-1. They both have 1 win, 1 loss. Both lost to TSM. Both beat White Lotus, I think. Yeah, both beat White Lotus. Just trying to think who SK played. Yeah, they did. That was their first game. It's been a long day already.
You can tell.
It's only been like 6 games, 5 games.
I know, I looked at the clock earlier and they were like, we're starting at 7:45, and I was like, 7:45?
Yeah, the reason you guys at home might be going, why is there such a big wait between games? It's, it's actually nice to be able to stick to the schedule for once.
Yeah,
normally
that's
we're
what we've been trying to do, those delays in between while we've been running the Intel Extreme Masters New York stuff, is literally because the games have ran on schedule and early schedule.
Yeah.
So we don't obviously want to start games straight one after the other, and for you guys that are tuning in for a particular matchup, then you might miss it, which is what we don't want. So we've been trying to keep to that schedule as much as possible. So all credit to the players for being there on time this morning to start off, and TSM weren't quite on time.
Half hour late.
However, that all got sorted out in the grand scheme of things.
After walking for I think 2 or 3 hours in the Kiev night, I think last night, we'll allow, because it was pretty cold last night and it was snowing.
It was freezing and it was snowing.
I feel like I'm in true Ukraine though. If it wasn't snowing, I think I'd have been disappointed.
Yeah, last year it was actually not even below freezing. There was no snow. We were like, what is this?
And you do wonder who does these schedules that says, okay, let's go to Kiev. When's it the coldest? Okay, let's look at the 12-month forecast. It's really cold then. I think we should go in January. That seems like a really good idea.
I think in the summer would be a little bit more pleasing on the skin, let's say. And also on the eye when it's warm here, I'm sure,
definitely,
as well.
It definitely would be. In the place where vodka is cheaper than water, I think we discovered this morning, which... It's nice. But we are actually loading the game, so I think we're going to get straight into this one. Here we go. Let's give you a quick roster rundown, because we've not... you may not have seen them. We've had a little break between, but it's going to be Nif on Candy Panda. Well...
Steady on.
Steady on, son. Nif is going to be on Soraka. Candy Panda will be on Vayne down the bottom now with him. Sleazy Weezy's going to be in the jungle on Ramos. Kevin up the top. He is the new AD. Bruiser up the top on Riven. And it is going to be Ocelot in the middle on Cassidin. For Curse, it is going to be Liquid 1-1-1-1-2 on Sona this time. Not going to be Soraka down the bottom there. He's going to be with, obviously, Cop on Graves. In the jungle, it will be Jaximus on Lee Sin, Sidco at the top on Gangplank, and Flashy in the mid. And we are possibly going to have a poke. They will have seen them. They will have definitely seen SK going in there. SK are now going to move straight in towards Curse here. Curse are ready and waiting for him. Sleazy Weezy going to get taken straight down there. Kevin may well follow. They're going to try and get back onto him. Candy Panda's the nearest target. Will they get any stun? Already used Cleanse Up, so that's going to be a summoner spell used. He's going to just about get away from this one. Oh, that's going to get a step too close for Gangplank. Ocelot does manage to get the kill there. Jaximus also managed to get Kevin in amongst all of that. So 2-1, very early exchange. And wow, crazy stuff straight away. And you could see it happening because Curse were in a perfect example, in a perfect position, and also cleverly put the ward down in that bush as well, so they could get a full view of the fight, Joe. But wow, very early stuff.
Yeah, and we said when we did the Go for All East Nordic finals that they were so awesome because we saw so much action early on. And well, maybe we wouldn't see it normally between a Western North American team, but if you bring them to Kiev, they'll play that way. That's the plan. But yeah, a really, really highly entertaining start. And you know, there's a lot on the line for this one, which kind of surprised me that we saw that that level 1 fight, because I'd expect a little bit more caution from the players, not quite going that aggressive, but they did go for it. We're seeing Candy Panda and Nif just getting rid of the golems here from the start of things. Gangplank just helping Lee Sin, who started off over with the red buff, and we are going to see Gangplank get himself back up top. Riven's going to help out possibly with blue. Nope, just going to come around, I guess, drop himself a ward into this tri-bush. Yep, there we go. So both players up at the top got that vision that they're going to need. Meanwhile, of course, in the middle, it is going to be Cassidin with Ocelot versus Flashy on Galio. Interesting to see how that battle's all going to pan out, but I think that's a good pick against Cassidin as well. Like you say, Galio is that bit more tanky. He can farm nicely as well in middle. We'll have to see how that all progresses. Meanwhile, down at the bottom, a little bit of damage being exchanged.
Yeah, Jaximus actually in a position to maybe go for the gank. Something I mentioned earlier in the last game, but he is back straight away. Of course, there is that ward in the tri-bush, so he knew straight away there. Let's go back down to the bottom, like you mentioned. You can see Cop is pushing the pace on towards Candy Panda. Candy Panda's going to have to be a little bit more passive early on in the first levels with Vayne. We'll keep our eye on that one. Of course, the jungle path as well, he may be interested. Lisa started off with red, like we said, went up to golems, now he's gone down to Wraith. Going to go round towards the Wolves and the blue. Let's keep our eye on Ramos as well. Ramos started off at the blue, went round Wolves, the usual path, pretty much standard. Has actually skipped past the golems there, keeping an eye to maybe have a gank down the bottom here. You can see he's just poised in position. I'm keeping my eye on the health at the top there. I can see Riven is taking a little bit low, but I don't think it's going to be fine, so we'll stick down the bottom here. They are pushing in. I think that, yeah, they saw Ramos spinning in there. They've also got the ward in the bush, so no problem there. They're going to back away from that one, Joe. So it remains 2-1. Those 2 early kills, or 3 early kills, I can count honest. And Jackson's now actually just creeping in the mid. He's going to be showing himself now. Ocelot's not got, obviously, Rift Walk just yet. Dashes across towards Flashy and gets nicely out of the way of that one. So Flashy's going to be, trying to farm as much as possible and trying to harass Ocelot to prevent his farming. Ocelot actually out-farmed Brand earlier on today out on Cassidin, which kind of surprised myself and Daniel that was with me.
Yeah, and the interesting thing at this point of the game as well is the ward coverage from Curse. It's actually pretty on the mark. They're doing really, really well with that. They've got, obviously, the one up at top. They've got one down in the tri-bush, one in the bottom bush. They've got superb vision over the map right now, and that's something that SK need to be worrying about. Nif actually has a couple of wards on him, however, hasn't really had the chance. They've not got off that turret to drop him down.
Yeah, just keeping an eye back up the top there. Riven's going to have a little poke on towards Sidko. Sidko turns around, parlays him back. But it's going to be pretty much even between these two because they've both got good sustain. Just keeping an eye on the mid. Where's Ramos going off to? The ping goes down. He wanted to clairvoyance on the red, but unfortunately Lee Sin took it very early on. He actually will be coming back within the next minute or two. Just seeing if he can go top. He looks like he will do. He's going to go towards Gangplank. Gangplank on half health at the moment already. He's going to come around the back. Here he goes, spinning in there. A Riven already starting on him. He dodges out of the way, and the spin finishes, gets the taunt down. That will be Kevin picking up the kill on Sidko. Very nicely played there. And he tried to work his way out of it, but Kevin already started the fight, baited him into having just a little to and fro between the two. And by the time it was too late, he'd already spotted him coming in. So Riven is going to, I think he's just going to push that lane. He's actually going to do a bit of damage towards the tower. He's not going to take the opportunity to go back and buy. Let's have a look. He's up to 1,100 gold, so he could easily go back. He needs to be careful. Yeah, Sidko will return back to lane. I guess he's probably going to port back now. No, he's just going to carry on fighting. That is the thing with Riven. You can sustain for a long time. Bottom lane have just both ported back there, Joe, and it is going to be a Dawn's Blade for Graves and a pink ward. Like we mentioned these pink wards quite a bit before. Pink wards have started to be used a lot more in this tournament. I've noticed already today. I guess we could thank the Polish for that.
Yeah, we saw that from the match. So we've got Ramos just rolling his way in over towards Flashy. Not quite going to land it there, and Flashy's just going to turn around, deal a bit of damage of his own, and Sleazy Weezy will have to back away from that one. Let's take a quick look at the CS initially in the middle. 39 for Kassadin to the 43 of Galio. So slightly ahead there is Flashy. We have also just seen Kassadin go back, so he's going to lose out a little bit there. Meanwhile, up on top, 27 for Riven to 43 for Gangplank. So, Gangplank doing a good job with that one. And we have Vayne 44 to 43 of Graves. So that bottom, very, very even. Although we do have a couple of assists on Graves, which could make that difference going forward.
Yeah, just Riven just gone back at the top there, so he's got himself a Munchkin's Razor and some boots, so he's going to be going towards that Wriggles early on. We do have a Dragon attempt coming out already here. That's just shy of 7 minutes from Kurz here. They do have a Clairvoyance going down, so they're aware of it, but I don't think they've got enough people close by. The damage is already done to the Dragon. I think they might take it down. Jaximus is very low, so getting a little heal up there, and he will take it down very quickly. So Kurz taking the first Dragon really without SK being able to respond to that one. They didn't have any wards down river, so it was very quick, very nicely played by Kurz there. Gangplank had made his way down as well as Riven, but neither were needed really, so they are just going to return back to lane. So clever play there from Kurz, and that's actually put them ahead in the gold by just shy of 2,000 gold.
Yeah, real great foresight there to get in there at what seemed to be the perfect time actually, and SK weren't able to do anything about that whatsoever. Meanwhile, up at top, we have seen Riven just get himself back into the lane, as you mentioned before. He did pick up those Madrid Razors. We do have also Sleazy Weezy on Ramos just doing blue buff on their side. Not going to give it over to Ocelot, or is he? I'm not quite sure. Doesn't seem to be at this point. Lee Sin is over by the red buff. Actually, is going to go over to Ocelot. So blue buff on Kassadin here in the middle. That should maybe change how things go. Galio's been home to buy as well. Got himself the Mercury Treads finished now.
Yeah, just a Tribush ward, pink one going down the bottom there. We do have Lee Sin moving up towards the top to have a little look towards Kevin, but the problem is with Riven, as you can see, the manoeuvrability is very high, and it's very hard to pin down. Jaximus, again, not having the greatest luck trying to get into ganks there, and he's already been pinged up. They walk straight through that ward in the Tribush, so they know his exact position. So Ramos returning after just being back to buy. He's got our Philosophers early on. He's now got a Ruby Crystal, probably building up towards the Heart of Gold. Meanwhile, down the bottom here, the CS is pretty even between the two, 64 to 67. So very much both lanes are keeping themselves even. In the middle, 63 to 62, so very even there. And even at the top, 44 to 66. So Gangplank with a big advantage, but of course there is a kill advantage in favour of Kevin. Has managed to take him down with the kill. So if you look at the gold advantage between the two, it is actually Gangplank with about 400 gold difference. BF Sword now just come out of Vayne though, Joe. So we'll keep our eye on that bottom area, because now he's going to start doing some serious damage.
Yeah, going to start to bring a little bit of pain. Got the Doran shield, actually, from earlier. Just trying to stay a little bit safer. Graves is just waiting to get his farm going. He went pickaxe first. Double Doran's blade in there as well. So, Graves doing a nice amount of damage, actually up at 136 at this point in terms of his attack damage. Vayne in the other side, 133. So, nice even damage. However, we are going to see Graves go back here pretty soonish, I guess. Actually, he's only up at 500 gold, so maybe not. Meanwhile, up at top, we are seeing Jackson start to work his way in, but that's just Riven for you. He's so mobile, as you mentioned before. He can move away so quickly, cover so much ground in short space of time that it's going to be hard to pin her down, I think. Kevin, unless he makes some mistakes, he should be fairly safe up at that top area.
Yeah, and he's feeling pretty confident, judging by the aggressiveness he's doing. Leeson has had to go back. Leeson, of course, did get the 2 early kills. Has got Wriggles and a Heart of Gold now, just been back to buy. So the GP5 will be coming in. So it's definitely levelling out. The fact, down the bottom, having a quick look down there, you can see Liquid just about flashed out of there. There's a teleport down the bottom. That's going to be Gangplank. No, he's just cancelled it. I think he cancelled the teleport. It wasn't required, really. They had managed to back out there. Rammus, Sleazy Weezy had managed to work his way down. Obviously, Sleazy Weezy, the new jungler, certainly for this tournament. Whether that's going to stay the way, we do not know yet. He's coming back again, once again, straight in towards there. Managed to get the taunt down on Cop there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Tried to pin him on the wall, but instead just knocked him away. And that is going to be pretty much... I don't know, didn't see whether Vayne actually... No, Vayne didn't pop... Yes, he did. He's used his ulti already, so that was a double ulti wasted, really. Or... I don't know, is it wasted when you don't get the kill? You make them burn some summoner spells. It's always one of those hard things to judge. And the clairvoyance going down, they're just not sure whether Sleazy Weezy had gone back already. It's actually keeping them, trying to zone them out as much as possible, which is 91 to 84. It's actually, considering they were very close in CS a moment ago, is actually giving them that slightest advantage. We can see them moving up. Remember, the Dragon was taken down just about 7 minutes, so we'll keep our eye on the timers for that one. But Ocelot in the mid is keeping up, 89 to 94. I'd have expected Galio to be a little bit further ahead, around about level 9. He has got that blue buff, but I don't think Ocelot's really that worried about it. He can just carry on, just farm his way up and then start to build his AP. He's already got the Catalyst and the Tear of the Goddess, so possible Rod of Age is going to come out shortly.
And we've seen Riven just go back there, finish off Wriggle's Lantern, which gives us that little bit of warding visibility as well. It's always nice to have. And obviously for later on, maybe when they start to do more Dragon, plus thinking towards Baron. Actually, Sleazy Weezy is now working his way forward into the side of the jungle of Curse. Just gets himself a ward down there in that red bush. Unfortunately, nothing really going on for him down there. In the meantime, Graves has to play a little bit more defensively because his support is actually just back there. Not sure what Liquid was actually doing, to be honest, right all the way back there. So he drops a pink ward right in front of the Dragon Pit, and there, of course, will be a ward. Actually, Candy Panda coming in, that's a safe ulti. Very safe indeed, but if they do go for a team fight now with this Dragon due momentarily, it could turn out badly. Actually, Jaximus is going to get caught here inside the middle. Ocelot is moving himself in as well. They've gone for Flashy, changing targets. Flashy is going to go down. They're going to dive now in onto Jaximus. Will they be able to hold on to him? Not quite. They switch targets left, right and centre, and Gangplank is going very low as well. Ignite is down, and that is a very, very clean set of kills from SK, taking down Gangplank and Galio, and I think they're going to have a middle turret here, very possibly. Dragon first.
Dragon is just about to spawn. Remember, they got it onto just shy of 7 minutes, or just after 7 minutes. So yeah, there it is, due. So yeah, like you say, very clean fight, and it all really began with Candy Panda forcing Liquid to use Crescendo, to waste that Crescendo on, to save his own neck. But if Crescendo would have been there, Galio didn't even get a chance to get his ulti off there, because a great silence from Nif, I believe. I think it must have gone down on him, because he would have almost certainly used it earlier on. Obviously got pinned on the wall as well by Candy Panda, so really well played. Good targeting between them. You wouldn't ordinarily go for a tank like that, but when he's in that situation, they knew they didn't have to worry about Crescendo going across the whole team, so they could easily stick together. So very well worked out by SK. It's just whether that was luck or whether that was meant to happen, I don't know. They were already gathering for the Dragon, so it just, obviously, you got to save your abilities, save your summoner spells for when that happens. So blue buff now being given across to Ocelot. We do have the Zeal also picked up by Candy Panda. Candy Panda 201 now. Obviously picking up the kills in amongst that melee that just happened. Just keeping a glimpse on Jaximus. There's a ping going down, and they've actually said, so they're actually Nif and Candy Panda going towards red. Jaximus has just come round to try to put the ward down. Instead, thought about going for the red buff there, but instead backed away wisely, given the cover from his 2 AD and support down the bottom there. They said, these have just gone missing, so keep your eye out. So he's had to back away from that one. Looking back towards the top, you can see that buff, that ward, on that red. I think red will be due to spawn in a minute. Just keep my eye on Riven at the top there. Riven taking his turret down, 993 hit points on it already, and continue to just pressure onto Sidco. It's one of those things, I mean, who do you really pick to fight Riven at the moment? Riven is so strong. Gangplank is the one choice, and Aurelia really is the other. And a couple of people have said Vlad. Vlad was banned out, Aurelia was banned out, so they already got it in their mind. They knew what they were taking. Keeping my eye down the bottom though, Joe, it's looking like they're going to try and set up a bit of a gank here, but there is no ward placement around there, so I'm not too sure if SK realise it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Candy Panda's just roaming a little bit by that red buff. It looks like Jackson is actually going to get himself home at this point, and they may even set up here. And this could actually turn around and go in favour of SK. Oh, nice work from Flash. They'd ping that. I guess there's a ward. A ward at the top of the ramp there, just below where they were. So they spotted that coming early enough. Any problems really avoided. Meanwhile, up at top, Kevin just constantly harassing. In there does have the null magic mantle now. As we are going to see Candy Panda get himself back into lane, with Zeal and BF Sword starting to become a little bit scary, especially at 2-0-1 as well, as we see Ocelot here just coming in behind Flashy. Won't be too worried about that one, doesn't want to take too much damage, but still, I think not having too many problems as Sleazy Weezy is going to ward once again very deeply into that cursed jungle.
All put down the bottom, you can see there's ulti. Flashy's managed to teleport down there. He's got straight towards Candy Panda. Candy Panda might get out of this. He's had to cleanse his way through, and I think he has. Very nice escape there. And really, it was down to Nif, obviously keeping him alive, managing to top him off, getting the silence across, and keeping them pinned. Meanwhile, I've missed the kill up the top there. You can see that SK have done a role reversal. Could we see a bit of a base rush between the two? Jax does finally get down onto Candy Panda, and I missed 2 kills back to back as soon as I switched between them. So we're going to have the inner turret at the top there, and well, you know, Curse are going to have to respond to this one. If they start pushing on towards the inner turret, they're only getting the bottom outer turret down the bottom there, and I think they may take this one. You can see Galio now coming around to respond. Yes, they will do. Bottom tower has just gone down. Top turret is going to go down. Kevin taking very low. Will get it down in the end, though, and they're going to have to back away from that one because the rest of Curse have responded. But yeah, quick kills back and forward, and I missed them both. So GG me.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier on, actually, when we were watching the guys in the arena here controlling the Russian stream.
Hey, there was 2 fights going at the same time. I've got a good excuse.
Yeah, really. They were going on at the same time, that's it. Vayne, in the meantime, has been back once again and has picked up the Vampiric Scepter, plus, what else did she get? Finished Berserker's Greaves, actually. We have seen Riven go home as well, and is pretty much buying up there, bought a ward, bought herself BF Sword, Merc Treads, looking very, very strong now, this Riven at 2-1-3, Vayne 2-1-1. Lee Sin, though, we talked about how much of a difference he may have to make in this game. He's currently 3-0-0, which means if he gets his positioning right, and possibly has a little bit of luck on top of that as well, in terms of getting into positions without being spotted by wards or whatever, that could turn very, very dangerous for SK. I mean, it's 5-3, 2k gold difference, with, you know, that earlier dragon, plus the extra tower that's gone down. This is still a wide open game. Yeah, very much so. Still 5-3. The gold is, you know, 1,000 gold when there's 25 on the table is really not that big of a deal. And certainly now we're moving into the team fights. You can see Ramos spinning it up. They have got that ward in there. They can see Galio, but they know he's got that Banshee's Veil on him. They can see Sitko's there as well. So they didn't really fancy it. So Niffy's going to go back down the river. Doesn't have an Oracle at the moment. I think he didn't get killed, so he hasn't picked up an Oracle itself. Did he just get killed down the bottom? No, he didn't. He's 0-0-4. Talking utter rubbish. But we do have Curse making the way down river as a 1. So Riven had gone top. Hasn't got teleport available because he didn't pick it. And he's going to get some easy farm at the top there. You know, we have the pink ward going down there. So Curse seemed to be setting up and ready, but not really for anything. I mean, I'm guessing Dragon is due yeah, 19
in a couple of seconds. They're a bit ahead of themselves, and they've certainly got in position well. SK don't actually seem to be prepared for this at all.
Yeah, still 20 seconds until that dragon comes up, though, so maybe SK have got that time to get themselves in position. Riven is starting to come down. Flashy waiting there in the bush. Ramos is going to spin up, and Flashy's going to dive straight in front of him, I'd assume, to take the hit with that Banshee's Veil. There we go, Clairvoyance to give him a little bit more vision. Dragon due in a couple of seconds. There we go, Dragon has spawned. The question is, what's the plan going to be now? Curse are still hanging around there. There is a ward in this bus, though, so SK can see everything that's going on. And both teams backing away, although I feel that SK positional-wise are good for a Dragon now.
Yeah, they just popped the Banshee's Veil on Flashy, which was Ocelot bravely diving in there. And he's just going to just very patient play between these two. They know that really, if a big team fight here could definitely turn the game in their favour. Kevin has dived in there. They're really just trying to bait Flashy into actually using his ulti, I think, or maybe even Liquid to pop that crescendo across them. Really just trying to maybe just sacrifice one to and then cleanse it off and heal it up, hoping if they can heal his way through it. Candy Panda's actually going back down bottom, though, so they've avoided that. So that's... I'm wondering if, as soon as they see Candy Panda down there, whether they're going to make a move straight away for Dragon. Obviously, then they're going to be in a 4-1 split more than anything, so we'll keep our eyes here. Gangplank thought about going up top. Lee Sin has actually made his way down, and maybe even start off the Dragon. Whether he's just going to pull it away, the Clairvoyance immediately went straight down him as he's backed away from that one. But while this is all happening, Candy Panda's quite happy farming down the bottom here, Joe.
Yeah, and that's something that's going to be dangerous with Vayne, especially up to 160 CS, a little bit ahead of Graves, who has 3 assists, but still no kills or death, that has to be said, to his name. SK are actually going home at this point. Nif is going to get himself away from that one. Gangplank, though, has gone back up towards top. They know that Graves is bottom as well, because he's just cleared out that last minion wave. And Kevin also doing a great job of just keeping on that farm in between everything going on. We have seen Ocelot just go back, got himself Blasting Wand, plus the Catalyst and Protector as well, working himself up towards that Rod of Ages. And what's Ocelot going to do? He needs to be a little bit careful, of course. He's got plenty of mobility, but yeah, he rift walks straight out of that one. But he should know now there's a ward. In fact, there are 2 wards down for SK. One of them, the other one just timed out. But there's a pink ward there for Curse, so they should be able to get rid of that one. Nif also does have the Oracles, and they're going to try and push in for this middle turret right now. Actually, Sleazy Weezy is coming in from the backside as well. I think this turret is down, especially now that Candy Panda is hammering away on it. It will go down. Kevin even forcing them to back away somewhat, but that Dragon is still there. It's been up for around about 2.5 minutes now. Nif just clears out those wards, and it doesn't look to me like they're going to push in, because Gangplank's hammering away on that top turret as well. Got it round to about 2/3 of its HP. Is Kevin going to try and pick him off here? And I think this could actually end up working out, because there's no turret, there's no 2 turrets not behind him anymore. But Kevin, why is he deciding to back off that one? Galio was thinking about coming up top, and I think that ward, they spotted him coming up there as well.
Yeah, meanwhile, they're fighting back and forth. Sidko is going to get caught out once again. Riven continuing on. Galio's just cutting across, though, so he needs to be very careful. Doesn't get pushed too far. He has done. He's had to use a flash up as well. I think he should be able to escape that. Gangplank ulti goes across. That will definitely get the slowdown. Tries to turn around. Doesn't have any support coming in. Galio ulti goes down. Kevin just dashes away, but I don't think he's going to escape this one. He will get finished off. Meanwhile, down back at the Dragon, SK are managing to pull it out. They will possibly finish this off. Lee Sin going to try in. Gets the smite on it. Very nice. I think he got the steal straight across there. Jackson's will go down for that one. Crescendo goes across. Sleazy Weezy taken down very low. He's going to have to back away from that one. Flashy is speeding himself up, trying to get in there. Remember, he just used his ulti a second ago, so he doesn't have it available for this 4-man fight, which is why Flashy is going to go down. That's cost him his life, that fight earlier on, and that is another kill for Ocelot. I think they may even get Cop down here. Cop in all sorts of trouble. Yes, it will be, and Ocelot picks up another. That is a triple kill, I believe, for Ocelot. Yep. Now, very nicely played. And I've managed to lock the camera up there for a second, but it's all good. We're back underway. 9-4 the score. That's going to be another inner turret, so top and middle inner turrets both down. SK now starting to look strong, and it's starting to get that dangerous position for Curse there, but that all spanned from basically a use of 2 ultis to get one person up top, and when it actually was needed for that big fight, if I'd have had the Galio ulti, the Gangplank ulti to both bang down on them when Crescendo went across, could have easily been Curse's fight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously in a 4 versus 1 situation, we saw the teleport coming down from Gangplank. It looks like SK are now going to try and force this bottom turret out of things. In fact, they're there with all 5 players, so they are certainly going to take this one down. They've got a couple of minions there to help as well. Are they going to continue on? Very possibly, because we have Gangplank top, Lee Sin's top side of the map, Sona's top side of the map, Galio's in middle. They're not really thinking about it right here, I think, Curse. They've pushed a little bit too far away from these turrets, and now SK are really racking them up now. That's the 6, the 3 outer, the 3 inner turrets down. They're all gone now. It's 6-1 in terms of turrets. Now, the saving grace for Curse may be the fact that they picked up Dragon in amongst all that one with a nice smite from Jaximus, coming in perfectly on time. But if we look down the scoreboard, 4-0 for Kassadin. That's going to be some scary stuff. Who kind of abandoned maybe the rod from earlier, just went straight up to a Rabadon's.
Rabadon's Death Cap, yeah, straight away. And obviously you've got the Phantom Dancer Bloodthirst on Vayne, so that he's also very strong. And of course you've got the BF Sword, the Phage, the Wriggle's Lantern is the one I'm after for Riven. Riven, really, it's all about his detracting up the top there, so he will go down in the bush. They have full control of the map now, really, because obviously all vision's been wiped away for Curse there. Curse's only vision is the 2 wards they've got in the lower jungle area. They've got no wards whatsoever in the top jungle. Sidco is playing a very dangerous game, and immediately coming around the side there, and he's going to go straight towards Ocelot. Ocelot with a lot of damage, Candy Panda with a lot of damage, and you can see Sleazy Weezy going to try and get in there, get the taunt down. He will do before he could get his way through there. Meanwhile, Jaximus also playing his way into trouble. That banana flying along there as well, and you can see Candy Panda might well manage to get the finish off on Jaximus. Yes, he will. Jaximus turned around, and that was to his detriment. He was a finished man as soon as he turned the angle, and that is going to be surely a Baron. I think they're probably going to turn around and go straight back for the Baron. They could, to be honest, they could do what the hell they like at the moment. They've got 2 men down, so they know they're only going to be up against 3. Yeah, they're warding out like they're going for Baron. Yeah.
They've warded quite aggressively, I'd say. There's wards absolutely everywhere on the Curse side of the map. Is there vision in there for Curse, though? That's the main problem right now. They're not going to know exactly when this is going to go up. There goes a pink ward dropped in, which is going to be a waste of money instantly. Gangplank ulti goes in as well. Baron's not even down to 1/3 of its health now, possibly right now. However, they've just not got enough vision over there. That Baron is going to go to SK. Granted, they were down fairly low in HP, all of them, but they are just simply going to go home, get themselves healed up, do a bit of a final shop, I guess, and start to push with this Baron.
Yeah, absolutely. Candy Panda sitting pretty comfortable what he's already got. There's no massive gold advantage. Riven's just sold an item, I believe, or just done something because he's just popped up in gold. Oh, of course, he's farming at the top. That's why he hasn't gone back to buy. Well, I mean, it's a big difference. You got 3 people, heading off, just trying to keep that blue buff, and they all want that experience, the gold, etc. That has been given across to Galio, and honestly, we've got a 6-0 for Kassadin on the map. Ocelot, I think, earlier on went 13-1-10 on Kassadin. There's a reason that he is banned all the time in European matches, and it's something that I think we're probably going to see come to the semi-finals. It would be almost certainly banned out. But you know, it's very hard to target one person when they've got a big, you know, area of heroes down the bottom. When he looks like Flash, he will get taken down. Yeah, I thought Candy Panda was harassing him. I didn't realise how quick he was harassing him there with that damage. And now we've got Ocelot also peeking on towards Sidco there. Sidco's having to back away. He could also go across towards Jaximus there. Jaximus trying to flash his way over. Sleazy Weezy working his way up there. Remember, they have got the Baron buff, so they will be doing maximum damage. All buffed up. 009 Nif as well. And this has just worked out almost perfectly for SK, really from the picks throughout. They admitted they got outpicked last game. This game, I think Curse got outpicked. They let SK have a few too many of their favourite treats in this game. Ones that they ordinarily, I think, say maybe against, I don't know, a Fnatic or something like that, and they probably wouldn't have been allowed.
Yeah, this is from the very get-go, as you mentioned, the picks already kind of looked like SK were going to be super happy. That one went with the Vayne Soraka bottom lane. Obviously, we saw them last game against TSM with... here we go. Anyway, fight's going to kick off. Actually, Flash has got a good ulti across pretty much everyone there, but Vayne is still super healthy. There goes the Sona ulti across. Ocelot's up in Cop's face, trying to take down that AD carry, which they'll manage to do, and that is going to be 4 downed. And really, for SK, they've hardly even lost health in the midst of that. Never mind a player, and this is going to be good games.
This is GG, and SK are going to go through to the semi-finals. They're going to join TSM. I'm not too sure if many others would have listed it any other way, really. You know, when you looked at the group, SK TSM, they were clear favourites, and they've managed to prove that way. But, you know, all credit to Curse. Jackson was dancing on the fountain there. All credit to Curse. You know, they've got themselves into the place, into Hanover, so they're going to get that trip over there. You know, it does cost a lot of money. I think they said $8,000 it's cost them roughly to get here, to get into this tournament. As the camera pans back to me while I'm sitting in my relaxed pose. That's how we cast. We just
cast just like that.
That's how we cast these games. I was obviously doing the camera as well, but when the game was over. But it's cost them a lot of money to get here. They will have definitely had the experience of being here. They would have wished they'd have got further, and you know, but
they have to start with a lineup. Well, bringing 5 guys here first.
To bring 5 guys here, $8,000, $12,000 is the maximum prize. So a lot of it isn't about the prize money. It's about getting your name out there. I mean, Curse.com's a pretty big name. Yeah. Certainly, anyone that plays MMOs will know Curse.com. They've obviously expanded into this, but you know, they were a little unlucky, like you said. They've had the problems with Nijaki straight away. Would it have been any different with him here? Maybe, I don't know. They had a few close-run games, but honestly, I think if you'd have asked probably like 100 people, I think probably like 95% of the people would have said TSM-SK would have got through this group. So they've got nothing to be ashamed of. They did put up a great performance. It just didn't work out for them that time. And whether that's down to not researching, I mean, they only had a week's notice, 2 weeks